I want to kick things off. As I just mentioned, Full Gear is only a couple of days away.
Yeah.
And you're going to be teaming up with somebody here that everybody knows, Big Boom AJ, taking on
Yeah.
Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero. A lot of fun stuff. You've worked with AJ before, one-on-one. His first match in AEW, that was kick-ass. Talk to us how you feel heading into this matchup.
It's pretty exciting. I mean, I've known AJ for over 20 years. It was, Sanjay and I had this idea to bring him in and try to do something fun. I've said it before, it took a lot of convincing, which I didn't think it would, considering he used to be a wrestler. I figured, wrestling in front of your hometown would be pretty easy, an easy sell. But he finally agreed, and then we agreed to do the one-on-one, which obviously I thought was incredible in the way it turned out for us. And, coincidentally, AEW has been on a big uptick ever since. I don't think it was because of AJ, but I do think that, it did bring some new eyes on the company and so on and so forth. And I was just really excited. And the idea that Tony, he really liked what they brought to the table when it came to just their overall presentation and again, bringing new eyes on the company and stuff. So I guess he locked them down to a contract, and, we've used them sporadically, on a lot of the 0 hours, but now the 0 hour has turned into the tailgate, which is, on TNT, which is pretty cool because this will be his first ever, I believe, his first ever televised professional wrestling match, at least for a major company, So I'm excited about it. I mean, we were trying to think, what could we do? And it's like it's a full circle story, right? So we were like arch nemesises, last year, turn a year later, same building, almost a year to the date, and we're going to be teaming together. So it's pretty cool. Boom and doom. I'm excited. I shouldn't say never, but I've never been a babyface for a major company in a big building, right? A lot of my babyface work was done during the pandemic, and definitely never in New Jersey. I mean, I had a couple matches in early AEW, but when I became babyface, it was mostly during the pandemic in front of nobody. So New Jersey is my hometown as well. I'm going to have my grandparents there. My father will be there as well. So I'm just pretty excited for it.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting, especially like you said, like you get to be there in front of your family, you get to be a baby face, kind of like soak it all in. It's going to be an awesome moment. And you mentioned, sort of Big Boom AJ bringing in like new eyeballs to AEW. And it really did, because I remember my little brother was like telling me like, oh yeah, AJ is going to wrestle in AEW. And I turned it, I'm like, what? I've never heard you mention wrestling at all once.
Right.
I didn't even know you knew what AEW was, but that's what that did because of TikTok.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Everyone has like their own perception of what wrestling has to be. And I'm a firm believer in that wrestling can be everything. As long as, in my opinion, the wrestling doesn't insult the audience intelligence. That's my only rule. Like when I teach, it's my only rule. Just don't insult the people that are giving you the money to come watch. Other than that, you could do comedy, you could have hardcore matches. I mean, you could do high flying stuff, and that's kind of what AEW brings. It's all elite wrestling, right? And I know we say it's where the best wrestle, but really what it truly is it's whoever's like at that elite level at what they do, what they bring to the table. And I truly believe that, which is like AJ with TikTok. I mean, he's a major influencer on TikTok, right? So he's like an elite level TikToker, streamer or whatever it is. So I just think it was a really good thing to bring in. It's fun for me because I don't really wrestle as much, but it gives me a chance because, my wrestling character, I guess you would say, it can kind of do anything, right? I could be featured in a more serious role, or I could just have fun. I like to have fun. I like to get bounced around and, once in a while and just take some bumps and so on and so forth. So for me, this was like a no-brainer. We talked to Tony about it. He was pretty sold right away. I mean, the first time around, it was a bit of convincing, but once he saw what they brought to the table and, what it really did for everybody, and especially with Big Justice and Rizzler, and, Rizzler's really blown up ever since, right? So
the pop he got when he came out that one time, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I know. So, and then even like when we first started wrestling, that's all they were chanting is, we want Rizzler. I was like, well, we're going to give him to you at the end, but we can't do it right now, but yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm excited for it. I think, it'll be a great way to kick off the show, right? To kick off on the tailgate brawl and stuff, and just hopefully get everyone excited for, what the pay-per-view is going to bring.